Here's some of the reasons why I left America to live in the Philippines. This is my condo. It's 1/4 the price of what you would pay for in America, has a massive pool, decent gym, a room full of PS5s with a bunch of games, along with a co-working space, sauna, views. It goes on. The studios in this building are only $500 a month. I splurged on the one bedroom for $670. My favorite part is that it's attached to a 5-story mall. You could basically run all your errands without ever stepping foot outside. Pharmacy, dentist, groceries, ATM, clothes and appliance shopping, all right there. But if you do step outside, you could literally walk to like 3 different clubs, a ton of bars and restaurants, no need for Ubers or DDs. But take an Uber anyway for $5 to BGC. This area has amazing events going on. I'm not rich in America, but when I moved here, I realized rich means so much more than just yearly income.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. The American dream is still alive. It's not dead. The American dream is still alive in other countries. Let me explain. While many people are feeling hopeless here in America, the American dream is actually still livable. Just because you can't do it in America doesn't mean you can't do it in other places. Because the idea is that you have money to be able to afford, a house, a car, go on vacations twice a year, have a wife, 2 children, the dog and the picket fence, that whole thing, right? But it's still doable outside of America. So we're gonna take a look, and more specifically, the American dream is still alive in the Philippines. It's just moving to the Philippines. And I'm saying to the Philippines, but really it can be in many parts of the world. Well, if it's Thailand, Vietnam, there's other countries that are growing. There's countries that are growing and growing. So it's not just strictly the Philippines, think about that. It's not strictly the Philippines, It's just that because the Philippines is an English-speaking country, a lot of people are choosing to move there. So let's take a look. Let's go ahead and start with our first video. Here we go.
Here's why you should leave America and go straight to
Philippines.
First off is rent. $300 a month is plenty for a studio, but if you splurge and go $500 a month, you can get a gym, pool, sauna, spa, laundry service, all in the same building with an insane view of the best part of the city. How? Well, 10,000 Filipino pesos equals $177, so your money goes far. For $40 a day, you can go on day adventures to some of the best islands and beaches on the planet. You are surrounded by them. There are 7,000 islands here. Life here is the perfect balance of fun beach life and convenient city life. Tickets from the city to some beach cities are as low as $17. Best part, everyone speaks English. This means making friends, doctor's appointments, dating, basic everyday communication is so much easier when y'all speak the same language. The food is great. I eat out or order in almost every single meal for $4 to $10 and love the options out here. And here's a list of chemicals America allows in the food that are illegal here. I feel so much better living here. My wallet does too. My next video explains the visa, so check it out.
All right, yeah. So it's a lot of things. Because if the American dollar is so powerful, you should be able to afford things in America. But when you can't even afford groceries, now we have a problem. You see, I think for the most part, a lot of people are able to tolerate not being able to afford the rent. But when you cannot afford to eat, now we have a problem. Now it's getting serious. So let's go ahead and see. Here we go. Next video.
When I left the USA and came to the Philippines, my life became better. Because my whole life, I was just in this culture of just hustle and grind, and you have to be a millionaire, you have to have 7 cars, you have to have a big house, you got to have all this status. And when I came to the Philippines, I realized life is actually about purpose. It's about people. It's about your well-being, okay? It's about you, your health, and God. That's what life is about. It's not about materialism and consumerism and all this never-ending stuff that will never fulfill you. That's why in the Western world, the statistics show People are depressed, they're sad, they have anxiety, they're stressed out, they're beaten down, they're burnt out. This is why I get so many comments and so many messages, because I'm simply stating the truth, and people are saying, wow, that makes sense. I've been in America and I've been in the Philippines. If you haven't, you can't even say or decide, because you have nothing to compare your life with. So I encourage you, wherever you're from, to leave there to go somewhere else so that you have something to compare with. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, this is very true. I've been to the Philippines, and Americans are so stressed out. Americans are so stressed out, I tell you. You know, it's we our culture is so materialistic and so superficial that people are not even forming friendships. Forget marriage, forget dating. People aren't even forming friendships, and even the friendships now are like very superficial. If you did not make any friends in the 2010s, like if you don't have friends from the 2010s and onward, then you're more likely to experience a lot of loneliness. Because I at least have a few friends that I grew up with, that I've known since like the 2010s, right? And yeah, I can say I don't really feel alone, like, oh my God, I don't have no friends. I don't feel like that, but there's a lot of Americans that feel that way. A lot of Americans that feel that way. And yeah, and it's just the affordability, because let's say, okay, maybe you are poor, maybe you're a poor American, but if you had good relationships, if you had a good community, good family, you love your family, you have good friends, you can actually be happy being poor, because that is the soul of the human being, is just having decent relationships with people. You know, you can actually be happy if you're poor, but when you're poor and then you also don't have family, friends, girlfriend, wife, kids, nothing, no community, it gets really really depressing. That is the problem. That is the sole problem of here in America. And when you go to other countries like the Philippines, you can experience these things. You can experience this relief. You get this relief. Move on to the next video. Here we go.
This is 3 reasons why I'm moving to the Philippines. Number 1's cost of living, at 54.2% lower than the US. Also, renting in the Philippines on average is 81.6% lower than the US. Number 2 is going to be language. Now, the Philippines is one of the few countries that actually speaks English. So all the kids in school, they learn English, and their main language is Tagalog, also Bisaya, and there's also Cebuano. So as a foreigner living there, it's going to be way easier to communicate with locals and get directions. Number 3 is going to be, it's one of the most happiest countries on the planet. Now here in America, when you walk down the street past someone, you guys look at each other like you're going to beat the shit out of each other. But in the Philippines, these people actually want to have a genuine conversation with you and are just starstruck that a foreigner is in their country. And it's not on some weird shit. They truly are just interested and intrigued in who you are as a person and why you're there, and you strike up the most amazing.
Quick story. Now that he mentions that, the Filipino people are so nice. Like, I was in a taxi, right? I was in a in a Grab. Like, the Grab is basically the Uber of Asia. So I was in a Grab, right? And the driver would start talking to the driver, and he tells me, "Hey, are you single?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "You like Filipinas?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah." He's like, "Hey man, I got a cousin that she's single, and maybe we can hook you up." And I'm like, "Oh shoot." Like, the driver was literally trying to hook me up with somebody in his family, bro. Like, over there, people look after you. Over there, people look after you. You can feel the love. All right. So I just had those 3 videos today, but I also want to show you this video. He's basically a Filipino American. He lived in Chicago and moved to the Philippines. So go ahead and check out this clip.
The sole reason why many expats actually move to the Philippines is because of the fact that their Western income affords them a higher quality lifestyle here than it would in the States. I know you always hear me talk about the concept of lifestyle arbitrage and geo arbitrage, and the best way I can describe it is by pertaining it to my own personal situation. Living in Chicago, right? What is that $2,000 per month really afford you, especially even in the downtown area. For most on this budget, you'd barely be scraping by, merely surviving, not really living. But you take that same $2,000 and bring it over here to the Philippines, and boy oh boy, does your money stretch so much further here. So if you're planning on moving to the Philippines and you need assistance with your transition here, DM me the word MOVE on Instagram at SavvyExpat and we'll help you out.
Yeah, so now you have to live smart. You have to be smart about your choices. You have to be smart about how you live in America. You have to be smart about your American dollars, because as America is becoming more and more dystopian, it's just better to leave. It's better to just get up and get out of here, right? And other countries are growing. The Philippines is growing. The economy there is growing, and there's other countries that are growing, you know, and you want to get a pie. You want to get a piece of that, you know, and I think America just has reached its peak. America has peaked. I don't think we're gonna go further than this, you know. And yeah, America will still be a strong country. It's gonna lose a lot of power, but it's still gonna be one of the top 10 countries of power. And I think the American dollar, although it's losing its value, is still gonna be one of the top currencies. But as far as being able to live, and I'm talking about being human, having friends, family, a girlfriend, wife, all these things, eating healthy foods for your body, which America seems to be like, food in America is killing you. I'm sure you've heard the stories of people that went to other countries and then went back to America, and they always tell you, "Oh, the food in Europe and Asia is different. It's much healthier. Like I feel better when I eat over there. When I come back to America, I get there's all these chemicals in my food." Yeah, yeah, of course. This is the American dream is not dead. It's just moving. It is moving, and save up your money, take your American dollars, and get out. You don't have to go to the Philippines, go to Japan. Some people go to Japan because it's safe over there. Some people go to Latin America, Eastern Europe, even Africa, Kenya, Ghana, you know. But I'm going to stop the video there. Whatever your thoughts are about the American dreams, comment below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. It's your boy, Andy Matrix. Godspeed.